People often spend a lot of time arguing about what to invest in, stocks versus ETFs, real estate, or crypto. But almost nobody talks about where those investments actually live. And that's a problem, because the account you use can matter just as much as the investment itself. You see, two people can buy the same investment and end up in completely different financial positions, not because they chose different stocks, but because they used different accounts. Once you understand that, you understand wealth is structured, not stock picks. So let me walk you through the 5 types of accounts that structure almost every strong portfolio, and more importantly, why they exist. Think of this less like a checklist and more like a system, because each account has a job. Some help you grow, some help you save on taxes, some give you flexibility, and some just help you sleep better at night. Let's start with the one most people meet first, the pre-tax account. This is your traditional 401k or traditional IRA. It's the account your employer probably introduced you to on day one. This account exists for one reason: to help you accumulate as much as possible during your highest earning years. You put money in before taxes, which lowers your taxable income today. That alone is already powerful. But if there's an employer match involved, that's one of the few true no-brainers in personal finance. When it comes to these accounts, boring usually wins. Broad ETFs and low-cost index funds from places like Vanguard or Fidelity. This is not the place to get clever. This account's job is to grow quietly while you focus on your career. You can think of the next account like the natural counterbalance. The second account type is the post-tax account. If pre-tax accounts help you build wealth, post-tax accounts help you control it. This is where Roth IRAs, Roth 401ks, and sometimes even properly structured VULs come in. With these accounts, you're making a very intentional trade. You're choosing to pay taxes now, so future you doesn't have to pay them later. Roth accounts are gold, because once the money is in, growth and qualified withdrawals can be completely tax-free. That makes them ideal for long-term strategies like dollar-cost averaging into ETFs or mutual funds. Again, places like Vanguard, Fidelity, even Schwab tend to shine here because of their low fees and broad diversification. Now, there's also an alternative that doesn't get talked about nearly as much. For younger people in good health, a properly structured VUL can sometimes serve as a synthetic Roth. When designed correctly, this strategy offers fewer contribution limits, the flexibility to take out loans and repay the account, and no age restrictions or penalties on your withdrawals. It's not for everyone. It's more complex, and it requires discipline. But for the right person, it can add flexibility where Roths are limited. The common theme here is optionality. Post-tax accounts give you choices when taxes matter most. Now, let's talk about the account that quietly outperforms expectations: the ultra-rare no-tax account, better known as the HSA. On paper, it's meant for medical expenses, but when you take a closer look, HSAs are actually one of the most powerful retirement tools available. Money can go into an HSA pre-taxed, grow tax-free, and then come out tax-free for qualified medical expenses, making it a standalone powerhouse. But here's the part most people miss. After age 65, HSA money can be withdrawn for non-medical expenses, and it's simply taxed like a traditional IRA. No penalty. Which means HSAs quietly become another retirement income source later in life. Some people even use self-directed HSAs to invest in things like real estate or private assets, depending on the custodian. A lot of people choose to invest their HSA aggressively and pay medical expenses out of pocket while they're working. This lets the account compound untouched for decades. This account's job is efficiency, especially around healthcare, which is one of the biggest unknowns in retirement. Until now, everything we've talked about so far comes with rules, limits, restrictions, and waiting periods. That's where our third account comes in, the brokerage account. Brokerage accounts don't get any special tax treatment, and that's exactly why they're so useful. No contribution limits, no age rules, and no penalties for access. This is where flexibility lives. Brokerage accounts are great for things you shouldn't do inside of retirement accounts, like individual stock picking, dividend-focused strategies, and options trading. Think of brokerage accounts like a sandbox. You experiment here without risking the structure of your retirement plan. And here's a pro tip. Holding assets longer than 1 year can qualify you for long-term capital gains, which basically means your earnings can be taxed at a rate that's often lower than ordinary income. This is also one of many reasons big CEOs take their pay in company stock. Dividend-paying stocks can also make sense inside of a brokerage, especially for people wanting to build passive income streams outside retirement accounts. Brokerage accounts are where creativity lives. Last, but certainly not least, let's talk about the most underrated account in the entire system. Cash, or more accurately said, cash in a high-yield savings account. These accounts aren't exciting, but they do protect you from making bad decisions. This is where emergency funds live, where opportunity money waits, and where you park capital before deploying it. Cash gives you patience, and patience is an advantage. A good, high-yield savings account today might offer something in the 4 to 5% range, depending on the environment. Cash keeps you from selling investments at the wrong time. Simply put, it's the quiet stabilizer. And now, I believe it's time for the part that brings everything together. These 5 investment houses exist because no single account does everything well. But together, they create something fruitful. Pre-tax accounts help you build post-tax accounts, give you tax-free options. HSAs increase efficiency. Brokerage accounts give you flexibility. And high-yield savings accounts give you stability in retirement. This matters more than any single investment because instead of being forced to pull income from one place, you get to choose. Sometimes taxable, sometimes tax-free, and sometimes cash. That choice is what makes a plan resilient. And the best part? You don't need all 5 right away. This isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about understanding the rules so every dollar you put in play has a purpose. If this helped you see your portfolio differently, subscribe. And if you want to go deeper on any one of these accounts, Roths, HSAs, brokerage strategies, or alternatives like VULs, comment what you want to explore next.